Yo, how's it going, everyone? It is that time once again. We are back for the Dokkan early stream. I had to turn that down. The volume was super loud in my ear. How's everybody doing today? This fine Sunday morning. Friend system announced for JP. Yeah, to be fair, Global will get it later, like the power level, like the rank update and stuff, I imagine. Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku OST is still a banger, true. I love the fact that this is one of my favourite OSTs from like the 10th anniversary, and it's like the summon screen OST, apparently. Getting our dailies done here first. I got excited because the private server thing that I use posted an announcement saying that they'd added the new red zone stages, which means we'd have had infinite attempts, but only for the paid version currently, so I still can't actually do it. Well, if we've learned anything from the previous anniversary teasers, it won't be Saiyan Saga or potentially Namek Saga now because they're the ones in the teaser. The teasers are usually like they build up to whatever the thing is. So chances are probably not. Let me get the actual thing up here. Yeah, so all the teaser stuff like is Saiyan Saga and Namek. But it goes up to and includes like Super Saiyan Goku, Full Power Frieza. And it ends with the like, you fool, even though it says you moron. But yeah, so basically covers the whole of the Saiyan and Namek saga in the teaser. So.
Alright, let's do this.
So Hulk is the trailer of the 8th anniversary with the sagas the cards were part of. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter now. I suppose it could be either. But that is also true, Dre said. Normally now the anniversaries and stuff aren't themed around like a specific saga. They're themed around a theme of some kind. But yeah, that's it. The 4,000 day Goku thing is definitely very good. It means people, much more people will be able to actually get him. Although, of course, for global, it means we still can't get him until July. But
All right, let's do this.
People on Twitter hardcore coping about the cooler worldwide EZAs. They're gonna come for a Namek Saga GDC. Man, waiting until the GDC for those would be so annoying, considering we got the Namek, Goku, and Frieza ones for the anniversary last year. Eight LRs and a free-to-play. And after the fourth LR, they get progressively worse. The theme could be rivalry. Number 11 could symbolize one-on-one with your rival. I mean, that would be interesting, but then at the same time probably rules out Daima.
All right, let's do this.
It's the setup for the 20th anniversary. We're getting 8 LR EZAs this anniversary. Well, yeah, that's the thing, is if we get in the 8th anniversary, like all 4 of the 8th anniversary LRs, and then the GDC, not GDC, obviously that's what it's called now, the cooler worldwide LRs. Look, I mentioned that in the video yesterday. That's why I think that there's a possibility that we could get cooler and, like, Birdcoo could drop as, like, the countdown EZAs. I think that would be cool. Yeah, Mandalorian Legion, how's it going? Yeah, the friend list update has been announced for JP. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Daima thing really fits with that. Like, because also the funny thing is, after, well, almost the entirety of the show, really, but after a certain point in time, the Goku and Vegeta, like, rivalry is just completely one-sided. Because Goku just cares about being the strongest he can be at all times ever. And Vegeta is the one that specifically cares about being stronger than Goku. Like, it's incredibly one-sided. And so yeah, I don't think the Daima, like, adult versions of them really fit under the, like, rivalry kind of theme. But yeah, LR, Piccolo, EZA, Gohan EZA, those details should be out tomorrow. So Go random login Hercule. Because if that Hercule is a login bonus, like, card, I'm trying to remember when it is you get him. Where's Earthbred Fighters? Let's see. Yeah, because he's not even a TUR. Yeah, you get him for, is it 777 days or something? Yeah, if you for 777 days login, you get that Hercule, but he's terrible. His passive is great chance of attack minus 80%. He does low damage to the enemy and recovers 7,000 HP with his super attack.
Right, let's do this.
One absolute beast. Yeah, them announcing the next like anime like arc actually coming back or something would be massive for Dokkan. Yeah, 11th anniversary, best hype choice, LR Brienne, let's go. VT was still great. Yeah, Vegeta, that's the thing, Vegeta and Trunks EZA is good. The problem is it's just disappointing because, like, pre-EZA, like on their initial release, they were the best unit in the game. And so then their EZA not being, like, the best EZA, therefore is disappointing. Because they didn't live up to, like, their original release or anything. Did I do that stage already? I can't remember now. 2 months Zarbon more. True. He's been pushing Dokkan Fest Zarbon for years. Okay, I did do that. I've got nothing I need to get with these things. That's why I haven't been, like, spamming the stage.
Alright, let's do this.
But yeah, I mean, the anniversary, like, in terms of doing numbers and stuff, like, the anniversary will always do well. It does kind of, it doesn't really matter who the units are, as long as they're not completely terrible, obviously. Started Silent Hill 2 Remake, finally. It took me 15 minutes to realise you can write. Wait, what? That's crazy. Yeah, because they did the unique skill orbs for like the gammas and stuff are exactly the same as they were the last time, so I've already got them. That's 24 extra stones I can get from there. That's good. And the other ones are for like Gohan and Piccolo, right? Which, again, I don't need. Yeah, so like there's nothing really worth me even getting, like, with these things. Grab those, I guess. Don't need the Hercule statues. Yeah, top grossing for anniversary doesn't even matter anyway, yeah. I mean, the anniversary pretty much does always get top grossing anyway, but yeah. I suppose it's hard to measure the difference between those two things, because it's kind of hard to say that something isn't hype if it then also did get top grossing, because getting top grossing nowadays is a lot harder than it was back in the day. So you could argue that, like, if it gets top grossing, it is therefore by definition hype because people spent money, like, because of it. I still don't have the 8-year LRs 100%. Damn. I'm trying to... I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah. I don't think I ever bothered to keep, like, extra copies of them or anything. Right. I love this unit, like, aesthetically. I love their super attack animations. I love Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 2. Like, I can't wait for their EZA. If part 1 is Daima and part 2 isn't Namek, what else do you think it could be? Yeah, get 4 LRs. I don't think we'll get a free one. Well, we'll get a free-to-play one. When he says free one, he means they'll give one for free again like they did last time, which I don't think they will do. We get 6 LRs and the last 2 are Vegetas who are trash. I mean, yeah, that is possible. But yeah, if it's not Daima and Namek... I don't know, because they don't normally do the same thing they did for New Year for the anniversary, because, like, Daima and Superhero would be cool. Having, like, a beast, a new beast, and, like, Orange Piccolo, standalone Orange Piccolo, proper transforming beast or something. Yeah, copy leader, the search leader, that's just the main thing that's in the version 5.33. Just looking at it. Yeah, I mean, I still think it's going to be like, I don't know what the theme is going to, I'm not saying like the theme is Daima or anything, but I'm still very much on board with it being adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku and adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I just don't see why they wouldn't have done them by now, unless they're for the anniversary. I know, where's my heroes EZAs? But that's the thing, we can't say that like it's clearly following the sagas. I mean, we don't really know. And they've also done that before. They've done this exact same kind of teaser before, where they just show a bunch of the sagas building up to like something. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be any specific one at the end. It could be superhero. Well, they could be building up all the way through like the Z sagas and then it's GT. Like you can't, there's no real way to tell from just the first teaser that like, oh well, it must be this. Like, especially after all the ones they've done in the past. Right, when they EZA the 8th anniversary units, they also EZA the banner units, Ice and Nova, because this will be the best time for them. Yeah, it would be good for them to get an EZA while they still have a relevant team, because Omega is so good. So them actually being good, like for Omega's team, would be kind of nice. But again, it could be all the sagas building up to like Battle of Gods or ROF, or like it could be a whole bunch of different things. And then, as someone mentioned in the chat earlier, for the 8th anniversary, the teasers were just of the sagas that the units were actually from. So it still could be Namek. Like, alright, let's give this a try. Alright, we're going to try and see how, if Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta truly is washed by Bio Broly, and see how we get on here. I need to make sure. I should probably keep... well, actually, it's hard to decide now. It's kind of annoying that they're both on the same turn, because you kind of want to keep these guys so that they can fuse into physical Gogeta and potentially counter the super. But also you want to keep Goku on rotation, because if we take a big chunk of damage on like turn 2, then we can Giant Ape on turn 3. Let's keep them here. Try it like that and see what happens. It's annoying that Gogeta can only counter Ki Blast supers. He'd be so much better if it was all supers, but obviously that's why they didn't do that. Yeah, Kane-sen, how's it going? We're getting a decent amount of supers here for the build-up. that's the thing, like we just said, like the 8-year they didn't do that, so there isn't even really a pattern. Like that is the big thing with Dokkan, yeah, exactly, is that like Dokkan we can basically never say this will be this way because that's how Dokkan does this particular thing, because it changes all the time. They'll do things a certain way for like a couple of years in a row and then just do something completely different like the next time. I don't know how I feel about this rotation. Okay, Goku coming in clutch with the counter. Okay. Triple super from Goku, up to 42 mil, not bad. Oof, I think Vegeta's about to get destroyed. AGL Super Saiyan for Vegeta Super Easy is very disappointing. Oh god, yes, he's going to triple super here as well. $1.5 million damage normals, okay. Well, I mean, it has happened in the past. Like, we have had Vegeta releases that were better than the Goku that they came out with, but it's just very, very rare. I use this team, so we're not actually using GT team needs that GT Duo Easy A. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's going to be obviously very cool, is the fact that that unit we know for a fact is Easy A-ing as part of the anniversary. So... Hey, Segundo, how's it going? Yeah, that's why we're now just switching out to... We'll try the Giant 8 power build instead, because the team's basically the same, except we have 2 Gokus instead of 2 Gogetas, but it means we can run Daima Goku instead of Super Saiyan 4 AGL Vegeta. Oh, great. We've got one of the worst possible starting rotations. Should I just do this and hope that Goku dodges? And just hope and pray. Nice, let's go. 7th anniversary Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is so good for that event. The only annoying thing is, obviously, he can counter any super, but the annoying thing is like having to transform him early, so he doesn't get as many stacks. Yeah, the Z duo. It's a shame though. It's basically the only reason they were massively worse than the GT Duo is because they released it in meta where the events weren't like really designed for stackers. So the GT Duo would build up damage reduction and have a revive, whereas the Buu Duo would just stack defense, but they couldn't stack defense like quickly enough. Yeah, their standby was their whole kit, basically, yeah. Like, without the standby, they just weren't, like, useful for anything, really. That's why I'm hoping that the Z Duo, like, get some kind of, like, damage reduction build-up as well, or something. I don't know. They need something better. Because even if they make their stacking faster, it's still not going to matter for shorter events. Hopefully they could get something like the 7 years where they just have like insane defense on turn 1, so you know you're guaranteed to get a bunch of stacks and everything. But hey, Prof, how's it going? Can't wait to use the GT Duo with 23rd World Tournament Goku again. Yeah, 23rd World Tournament Goku's EZA has a potential. Has the potential to be like incredibly good. Again, a super EZA would be fun. I could imagine that that wouldn't be until we get some kind of other GT celebration, but I don't know. Wow, Gogeta taking 650k normals with like basically all of his links active. Wow. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is actually washed for this event. That's crazy. Yaku might be my top 10 units of all time. Yeah, it's like Gogeta needs to be on turn 1 so that he can tank at least a normal before Broly's fully built up, and then on the next turn use his active skill. Well, he just died to 650k normals. Use Omega. Well, I've already used Omega. Like, I have already beaten the stage with Omega. Okay, well, this is not the best start, but... Because I want Gogeta to get hit so he can get the active skill next turn, but... Because, yeah, that's the thing. I've already beaten the event. Like, I've done the mission. I've done the Androids mission. I've beaten it with Omega's team. Right, but we're just trying to try out some other different teams. But, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta definitely doesn't seem super well poised for this event. I feel like it could just be a build up to Daima, and that's why they're going through all of the Z sagas, because then Daima is after the Buu saga. So the teasers are just like going through the Z arcs and then Daima. The last teaser could even just be showing like the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku and mini Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, because then the actual headliners are the adult versions. I wonder if the Int Gogeta can even survive at the end of the turn here. Okay, he does. Well, this is not great. I wanted to be able to use the Great Ape transformation, but I kind of have to keep Daima Goku here. Oh, he didn't counter. Nice. I'm getting 11 LRs and 6 banners. Yeah. I don't know why I have that team basically twice. Well, what we get, I'll spend 600 stones and that's it. All I want are the Dokkan points. I mean, it just depends. I guess it just depends what it is. Like, for adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, as long as they don't fumble him, I'll definitely be wanting to make sure I get him. LR Majin Ku and Do. Trying to think what the best like blue Goku team actually even is for this, because it's what Future Saga and Fused Fighters. And we can't run either of these guys really. Yeah, normally I save 2k stones for heroes. Now I save for saving. Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have anything to save for now because no heroes. Kid Buu is the worst Martian of all Martians in Dragon Ball. I don't know why I would want that. Big, in a big celebration. I mean, the thing is, Kid Buu, as we've said in the past, like Kid Buu is like the final boss of Dragon Ball Z. So there'll always be a certain level of like respect on his name, I guess he should have, really. But like, I personally don't really care, because the problem is he doesn't really have much of a character, because obviously Kid Buu doesn't speak or anything. He's just an absolute nightmare murder machine, which is, you know, cool as a villain to a certain extent, I guess. Man, this team is really like, where's all the like, none of these guys jump out as being the, okay, yeah, we should definitely be using this guy. Apart from the ones that we've already got on the team. Well, Daima isn't part of Z, it's its own thing. Like, it's literally called Daima, not Dragon Ball Z, the Daima arc. Can this guy, he's... No. He has to get hit first, doesn't he, to actually even be able to dodge. This is like instant death. I wonder if Super Vegito, because in the last slot he'll only ever be getting hit with a normal, because Broly always super attacks in slot 1. But is like 80% damage reduction probably isn't even enough. Because Broly's normals do like 7 million damage when he's fully built up. So that minus 80% is still 1.4 million. Gogeta won't be able to tank, even though he has guard. Yeah, 7 million damage normals. So, do these guys get all their dodge? They have to have youth allies. Okay, no, they just have to have superclass allies. Okay. I mean, this isn't the greatest team, but... Technically, Frieza is the final boss of Z because ROF was a Z movie. That is true. Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F are technically Z movies. Let's just forget it. I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense with the continuity in any way, shape, or form now, but... At this point, I just consider it all to be, like... Marvel and DC with like the comics, not like the MCU or anything, but like with the fact that there just are different versions of the continuities because of different like creators and stuff. Because, yeah, like, Daima doesn't make any sense being... like, canon and then going into Super. Like, it makes no sense. So, I don't know.
Alright, let's do this.
Oh, of course, we got both the Gokus on the first turn. Damn, the other Goku can't even get his 18 key super. At least we dodged. Yeah, the second rotation. Well, because the Super Saiyan 4s could go slot 1, but then they get stunned, so they get no stacks. Gohan, I don't even know if he can go slot 1 on the first turn, because he's got the extra damage reduction on turn 1, but I think he also has no Bond of Master and Disciple ally, so... GT design, Super Saiyan 4 was better. I've never been a huge fan of the fur being pink for Goku, but I do think the overall design is probably better. I mean, obviously we all know the peak Super Saiyan 4 design is Xeno Goku, but yeah, hyping everyone for chibi fusions and then throwing yeah, like the hyping up the potential fusion thing and then just not actually doing it at all. It's just like... "100 stages long, takes 20 hours to beat." There are people that would think that would be great, a great idea, a great design. Grand Priest Goku, how dare you? I don't like the Daima Super Saiyan 4 giant hands. I know it makes it more like monkey-like, but yeah. Okay, so we've managed to just about make it through the second turn here. Because these guys have the extra damage reduction, we should be okay. Not got a lot of HP. Well, about half going into the third turn here. Oof. It's Rose only being on the first turn. Don't think it outright confirms anything. Next one could be Cell and Buu Saga. Yeah, it just I think at this point, any of these teasers where they're just like recapping some of the sagas and stuff, it just really doesn't tell us anything at all. Yeah, the problem is here, I don't know if the gods actually even can tank on this turn, now that they don't have the 77% damage reduction. Like, because they'll get a bunch of supers off here, and they have guard, but they don't have damage reduction anymore, so... And there's only Rosé's first turn, so... But yeah, that's the thing. I think the teaser at this point doesn't really confirm or deny, like, anything. Because of the way they've done teasers in the past and stuff, I feel like it could still be... almost anything. Because as we've said in the past as well, like, they can come up with really vague, like, themes. And then just shoehorn, like, any characters they want into it. But yeah, I think the gods get cooked here. If we could transform them straight away, it'd be fine. But... yeah.
All right, let's do this.
See if I can go back into it a second time and just instantly get the Omega W. Now, Kieran is just a troll for the most part. He basically just suggests things that he knows will be terrible. Because, yeah, nobody wants another festival, and especially not with stupid stuff like bomb orbs and things like that. Like, yeah, at least Omega cancels out the heal here, because it's the first action after Omega's super from Broly. So he cancels out Broly being able to heal. $52 million, that's crazy. Yeah, another All-Stars event, so we can just set up the auto-clicker and get a whole bunch of stones for free. I like it. Not so much for that.
All right, let's do this.
When I did my, I was using the Shadow Dragon support memory, to be fair. When I did my run before, like, the Int Shadow Dragons only got hit, I think, like once, and basically didn't take any damage. That's the thing, I don't even necessarily think Festival is a good stage for strategy, because a lot of it, you can get a certain amount of the way in and then just lose because you have a bad orb, especially when you get to the Daima. The Daima fight is the real, like, run check. Wow, Omega didn't counter the super. Nice. So even this team, you can still go in and just instantly lose because Omega doesn't counter the super. But yeah, Festival is like incredibly boring. It's one of those like, I know you can say this, people say this whenever this gets used as a criticism, that you can say it about any event in the game, which I guess is kind of true, but like, it's one of those events that once you've beaten it for the first time, there's literally no reason to ever play it again, right? Until they add more missions, basically. Because like, why would you? Just stacking simulator. Basically, I could have the same amount of like fun, or like the whole like, I want to see how high my units can get. Like, all I could do is if I put like, let's put 500,000. Well, actually, that's quite a high start of turn defense, but let's put like 400,000 into the calculator, and then press plus 30%. And now I could just sit here and keep pressing the equals button, and I could watch the number go up by like 120,000 every single time, and then there you go. I'm basically having the same experience as playing Festival. Yo, Z Gamer, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, it's the thing people say about any event where you could say, like, unless there's a mission for it, what's the reason to play any event again, ever? But certain events, especially if they're events that we consider to be some of the most difficult, like Rose and Zamasu and stuff like that, those kind of events are just fun for testing out, like, new teams when they come out. But Festival, like, if a new stacker comes out, like, you don't need to test them in Festival. You just know that, well, they're a stacker, so going into an event that has like 70 turns, obviously they're going to stack up loads because they've got 70 turns. Like, you don't need to see it to know that that's what it does. I'm pretty sure this guy doesn't get the buff from the Omega Domain, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, I didn't pick up a rainbow orb. That was a slight misplay there. I don't think they'll do all of them as like standalone and then move them over, because then they're just giving out double stones all the time. It'll just be a case of once it's moved into the new section, that's where they'll all go when they come out. Festival is cool. Imagine Heroes had a team for it. Now, if Heroes had a team of like actual good stackers that I could use to do a Festival run, now we're talking. One day those Heroes EZAs will come out. Hey, shout out to Priyanshu for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. Wow, that was 4 million damage to Omega in slot 1, huh?
All right, let's do this.
I've never got an EZA for a banner unit from an LR, like via LR EZA medals. No, they give the medals from other things. I'm trying to think of who the example was. Because, yeah, we've had an EZA of a unit that was a banner unit from a Dokkan Fest LR. And I'm trying to think, I can't remember who it was. But they just made them EZA with other medals of that same character, like another version of that character that had already had an EZA. Oh, it was the 5th year banner units. Bardock and Gine and Trunks and Mai. They EZA'd, but they used like Bardock and Gine used like Marseillan EZA medals, I think, or something. Or was it might not have even been Marseillan, I can't remember, but let me double check. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the fact that the Metal Cooler like army can be attack lowered makes this first phase incredibly easy. Lost a lot of HP though. Oh, that's an unfortunate lock. Goddamn rotation locking. I might literally just get GG because of the rotation lock here. Because he doesn't always super in slot 1, but he does a lot. So everyone just loved Super Saiyan Gogeta. I was sleeping on Omega. Yeah, the Shadow Dragon army's not built for this. Although, to be fair, that's actually less damage than I thought it would be.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, and now we have a no Omega starting turn, so... just like insta GG, basically. Yeah, 1.1 million really isn't that bad for him, to be honest. It's funny how, like, every day when we try out the, like, challenges on these red zone stages, it's like every single day it just re-underlines the point from, like, the video yesterday about attempt limits and starting rotation. We got the same starting rotation again. So that's 2 attempts in a row of our limited attempts per day. 2 attempts in a row of the event where we just automatically lose and I can't do anything. Like no one on this rotation can go in slot 1. All of my slot 1 units are on the next turn. I have 3 units on the team that can go in slot 1 and they're all on turn 2. Except fortunately he didn't super attack straight away, so now it's okay. But maybe only just. Oh no, we still take 546k from that super. Damn. Jeez. AGL Omega got kind of saved by LR Omega against like certain bosses. If you can attack lower or like STR bosses, he can still be kind of good. Because yeah, his actual kit in and of itself was fine. It's just he was stuck on, apart from the part that says GT bosses, obviously. Two LR, 2 ECA releases that we don't, that we know about that haven't released yet. It's always weird when they do that. Like, why do they have that where it's like, this thing is in the files, that shows like the update for the super attack. But then nothing actually happens. Like the unit doesn't actually come out. Because yeah, that 16 and 18 ECA would have been really good for the Android team. And potentially for the Bio Broly mission, you never know. At least we've got the double Omega like passive active now as well, so on the next turn both Omega passives are active. So we've got a whole load of extra defense and damage reduction here. Oh nice, the Shadow Dragon army got locked in slot 1 again. Which means we're probably instantly dead here. But the Omega Revival is active, so there is that at least. Oh, and he didn't super straight away, so we will actually get to do some damage here as well. Good. Does this kill them post their super? I assume it probably still does. Yeah. Give us more slot 1 tanks. Beast 2.0 would be nice. What we really need for the meta with some of the bosses like Bio Broly and Tamagami 1, we need a slot 1 tank that is immune to status effects. So when they tank in slot 1 and get sealed, It doesn't actually seal them. Well, this is awkward. Omega in slot 1 with no links active. Okay, right. Because, yeah, we need characters that can tank those supers from Bio Broly and, like, Tamagami 1, and then not just be instantly stunned so then they can't do anything. See, so as good as Omega is, not so much as like a slot 1 against not so much as a slot 1 against Metal Cooler. But again, this is one of the things I talked about in the like power creep video, is that I kind of like having this sort of setup where some characters are good against some bosses and not good against other bosses. Because we used to have, back in the day, it used to be this meta where you would like, you could build a team, like say it was Omega's team. I think that was the example I used in the video as well. But like, you could build an Omega team with like the best Omega units that you had, and then you could go into every single event in the game and just win with that team without having to change any of the units. Whereas now, because some units are good in events and some aren't, you can't just take the exact same team build of like 6 characters into every single event and just win. Which I do kind of like that there's more variation with the team building. Because I guess it's one of those things, you can see both sides of the coin. If you have like one favourite team that you've like summoned extra to get more characters or more dupes, and you've given them all your best skill orbs and stuff, like there'll be people that they just want to use their favourite team all the time on every event, or as many events as possible. But yeah, like, I think it's cool that you, like, you know, can't just use the same team every single time. The only exception to that would be as if they made heroes good enough to... But even then, like, when we were going through, back when we still could just about beat various different events with the heroes team, it was always with a slightly different build of the team, because different units would do different things for those events, depending on whether you could, like, attack lower, or if like phases could be sealed or anything. Like it wouldn't be the exact same lineup heroes team for every single event. But yeah, like after having a couple of attempts here, it seems pretty clear that like Omega is not particularly great against Metal Cooler, because ideally Omega wants to be in slot 1. And even with like the full passive and active and everything, he's still taking like 1,000,000 damage from his super. So, but I think it's because Omega doesn't have guard, does he? And Metal Cooler causes STR, which obviously does make a pretty significant difference. There's quite a lot of extra damage. Like if the Metal Cooler core was int instead, Omega would probably be fine. But also, I do not like the enemy's -6 key ability for the Metal Cooler army. We're seeing a couple more like enemy phases that have that now, where they're giving all of your units like a massive key debuff. Which is why LR's having the extra key per key sphere obtained abilities is so useful. Because for situations like this, actually being able to get extra key is quite good. Future Gohan doing some good damage. Future Gohan and Trunks, even they don't have any stacking or anything, so even just them getting to attack doesn't exactly give us any benefit, but we still finish off the phase on this turn, which is good. Vegeta and Trunks are locked in slot 3, so I have a horrible feeling that we just instantly die here, but I was going to say, if he doesn't super, that would be good. Or if Gohan dodges, I suppose that's also helpful. Although I think if Gohan dodges, that doesn't activate that part of his passive, right? So he doesn't get the additionals, yeah. And now I think he just dies anyway. Okay, not quite. I mean, we've got the revival up now on both turns because we've got double Future Gohan team. So, but I think Future Gohan either dies here or Vegeta and Trunks just die in slot 3. But either way, it doesn't matter because we just get the revive. Yeah, Thomas, how's it going? Hey chat, I'm late. I see you haven't liked the video yet. It's not too late to change that. True. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link that I pinned in the chat for the second channel. It's where I do all my non-Dokkan gaming. I'm going to be over there live playing some Fallout New Vegas in about 5.5 hours. Alright, so we get the exchange. Let's do this to get the Future Saga buff. It's annoying that we couldn't do it in slot 3, but Future Gohan is locked there, so not really much I could do about that. Okay. 35 million, pretty good. Any wild mechanics do you think Dokkan may implement in the 11th anniversary? I'm not sure if we'll get a new mechanic because they're doing that new game mode thing. I feel like that could just be the new thing for the anniversary. Because it is a whole new mode, like a whole new battle system thing. I feel like that will just be the thing. Because I feel like getting that and something else is going to be a lot. Man, of all the times he just does all of the supers in slot 1. And then he's like, actually no, you know what, I'll super in slot 2 because that's where the physical Gohan is.
Alright, let's do this.
I don't think game mode will be for the anniversary. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could be, but I suppose it depends. They teased it like a while ago now, but wow. I mean, at least we survived, but geez. I mean, this team does have a decent amount of HP, though, I guess is the big thing. So yeah, what's the difference now from taking like 500k, yeah, to double digits is what I thought. It's pretty good. But I had to put Kid Gohan in slot 3 because there's no demonic power ally on the rotation, so like he wouldn't be able to tank on this turn. I think we'd have more info. I don't know, I guess it depends. I mean, you could imagine as part of the countdown or something, they could put literally have a producer letter come out that's then giving us more of like the full details of the thing. That's a lot of same type orbs. That's what we like to see. In a new mechanic, they'll change the leader skill from HP being the only 200% to 2 stats being 200 and only 1 staying at 170. That'd be very interesting, because then obviously that means that attack or defense, depending on which one it was for the leader skill, would then be 250% overall. I feel like they did the HP as the big one because it doesn't make a difference in terms of like the unit's power. It just gives you more HP for the team, which obviously as they've then started releasing a lot of bosses that hit harder and stuff, kind of makes sense. But if they then if they make like a leader skill where the defense goes up to 250 on both leaders, that's an extra 60% defense, right? That makes a big difference. I mean, it's a good thing for us, but obviously the problem is, I guess, would they make the fights even harder then because of that? Because yeah, that is more power creep basically. Hey Dark Samurai, how's it going? Yeah, make sure you guys like the stream if you have not. Give a follow if you're on the Twitch side. Gohan finishes off the Metal Cooler army here. Okay, oh well, the unit that I want to be in slot 1 is locked in slot 1. That's crazy. Right, I can't exchange them yet because I don't want the future Gohan to get the revive. So we'll do this.
We did it, Trunks. Right.
We'll do that. Oof, there you go. That's why Blue Goku stays one of the most useful units in the game. One of the few units that can just go in slot 1 against a bunch of these bosses and ideally just dodge everything. I'm still a bit concerned about Vegeta and Trunks, but they only have to take normals now, so hopefully... Because obviously they're not in slot 1, which is where they get their most defensive capability. But we did do the active skill this turn, so they should be fine. We would hope. Because Cooler doesn't like build up attack from being hit or anything, so... Oh, well, they just dodged. Perfect. Doing good. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Up nice and early today for the early stream. But... we chillin'. Interesting with the Dokkan like teaser this morning, although I think it doesn't really give anything at all away. It's not like they haven't done teasers like that before, where they just count down through arcs until they get to whatever it is they're doing. Because they could be counting down the arcs to get to like Battle of Gods, or Resurrection of F, or Daima, or Super. Like, it literally could be, still with just that one teaser, I feel like it could just literally still be anything. Right, so Gohan's in slot 1, which is kind of risky, but we do have the revival up this turn, so we can't lose regardless. And then, yeah, physical. I purposely kept Gohan in slot 2 on that previous turn because I knew he'd come into this turn in slot 3, and then regardless of the locking, he wouldn't have to go anywhere, like, too dangerous. Wow, Gohan actually survived 800k. Like, if he'd only been doing another normal, Gohan would have taken double digits from those, and then we'd have actually got to attack, which would have been much more beneficial than just instantly getting killed. But yeah, I think we can pretty much immediately rule out OG Dragon Ball since we literally started with the Saiyan Saga. I still feel like, because I still think Daima's going to be a big part of the anniversary, so I feel like the countdown could literally, or the teaser thing could literally just be them counting through the Z sagas, and then we get to Daima. Yeah, so we use this for the Future Saga Allies buff. Do that. Okay, doesn't super in slot 1 on this turn, where like Goku could have just dodged, but double supers in slot 1 on the previous turn to take out Kid Gohan. Crazy. You definitely don't want any more TOP, and more than enough of that. Okay, how well is Gohan going to tank this? I mean, 440k is a lot, but I don't know if Vegeta and Trunks can survive the normals here, though, to be fair, on the non-active skill turn. I might be underrating them here, but... We did do the Vegeta active skill this turn and everything, so I don't know. The more supers they get, though, the more likely they are to tank it here. Oh, but except of course it's a super. Bro, we got the worst RNG with this run. Like, the double super on that Kid Gohan slot 1 turn. If it had only been one super, he would have survived. But they both had to be before he attacked. And then on this turn... With that damage from the super, I feel like that means they would have tanked the normals for double-digit damage. So, as long as that last attack of the turn had been a normal, we would have survived. Yeah, Mimi, how's it going? How long is too long? There is no too long. Never do any more TOP. But yeah, I think the teaser still very much points to Daima for me. Because it very much feels like I could still very much see it as the like they're counting down through the Z sagas, and then Daima is obviously after the Buu saga. And I know it's like partially, I guess it's like wishful thinking because I want it to be Daima, but like as I've said in the past, I feel like if it's not going to be Daima, if we're not getting Adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku for the anniversary and like Adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, if they're not anniversary, like why have they not done them yet? We need a new disappointing Blue Evolution Vegeta. What would be really funny, and Dokkan probably would never do this because there is like them. They're not going to like publicly admit like, oh yeah, we messed this thing up. But imagine if they were like, oh yeah, we did a Blue Evolution Vegeta last year for the anniversary, but he wasn't very good. So here's a new Blue Evolution Vegeta for this 11th anniversary, and he's like the best unit in the game.
All right, let's do this.
42 degrees Celsius yesterday. Massive bushfire. Damn, that's crazy. 42 degree, man. Like last year for the summer, we had a like heat wave over here where it was like 32 or like 33 on some days, and it was absolutely insufferable. I can't imagine it being 42. They do fusions every odd year, so we're just forgetting about the fact that the 10th anniversary was literally Fusion Vegito and Fusion Gogeta. And then the GDC had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So it very much feels like this is the turn for the year where it's not fusions. Yeah, that's crazy. There was a time where it was like fusions, then not fusions, then fusions, then not fusions, and that did happen like for a few anniversaries in a row. Like first anniversary was Gogeta, then the second anniversary was the Super Saiyan 4s. Third anniversary was Gogeta and Vegito. Then the fourth anniversary was the Super Saiyan 4s. Fifth anniversary was Vegito and Gogeta, like the blue versions. Then the 6th anniversary was UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta. Then the 7th anniversary was fusing Vegito and fusing Gogeta. And then the 8th anniversary was the GT Duo and the Buu Duo. And then the 9th anniversary is where they kind of mixed it up, because obviously we had a Gogeta, but out of all 4 9th anniversary characters, he was the only fusion. And then the 10th anniversary was Vegito and Gogeta. So if anything, maybe this anniversary it'll be like the 9th again then, and we'll get like one fusion. So we could get the standalone Vegito, considering we got Gogeta for the GDC. Oh yeah, it was technically double Gogeta, wasn't it? Yeah, actually, yeah, only one of them fused. I don't know why I thought the gods were fusing as well. Well, they fuse into Gogeta in the active skill, but yeah. So there isn't really a set, because the 9th anniversary kind of threw that out of like whack, aside from having a Gogeta, but yeah, it kind of took away the fusions into non-fusions, into fusions into non-fusions, like pattern. BB doesn't have a battle motion. Musains have no limits, need the easy A. Well, I mean, the thing is, the cooler worldwide units need to easy A before the... So we Saiyans have no limits, like Future Saga characters. But hopefully we will get those as part of this anniversary. Oh, excuse me. 44 degrees and some houses had no AC. Yeah, that's insane. God, that must be brutal. I've got so many units on this link level team now that need like one link to get to 10. That's always the way. Gargantuan power creeping coming. Yeah, I think people are like, there's some interesting comments on that video that I made about like power creep, because like obviously it's one of those things, like I wasn't trying to say that Bio Broly wasn't power creep at all, because obviously it is, right? Like new difficult boss, but like the point of the video, or like the way it was trying to be phrased, is like, did he power creep the entire game, kind of like the Red Zone did, right? When it first came out in the 7th year, and it made like, there was literally only like one team you could use to win, like kind of thing. Because certain strategies, like I guess mainly because dodge was disabled, was kind of the big thing. But like, yeah, seeing people beating Bio Broly with like Omega, Int Fat Boo, Tech Sin, and then like 3 Cybermen. Like, to me, that means that event has not like power crept the entire game. When you're using a Golden Week character that's like a 1.5 years old and 3 Cybermen. Like, to me, when we say like something has power crept like the whole game, it means that like 90 or 95% of the units in the game are just completely useless in that event, which, I mean, to be fair, a lot of characters are not good against Broly, but other characters then are. Yeah, the Cell Max like final stage could be the insane power creep for sure. God, after what Bio Broly has been like, I can't imagine what that Cell Max stage is going to be like, and how people are going to respond to that. Got Jaws drop before the anniversary. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It's going to be the last difficult stage released before the anniversary. So Cell Max is probably going to be kind of insane. And then, obviously, then what will happen is the Part 1 anniversary characters are going to come out in like 2... It's actually kind of crazy to think about. You realise that the anniversary starts in like just over 2 weeks. Because normally the anniversary starts on the 28th. And that's in like 17 days from now. So it's literally just over 2 weeks, and then the anniversary is going to be here. Right, that is that's kind of interesting. Go Hercule, go. I think, yeah, he actually took out Ginyu. Let's go. Part 1, Goku. Part 1, Vegeta Blue, Super Saiyan Goku, Namek, and Super Saiyan 3 Diamond Vegeta. I don't think it will be 6 LRs again, though. Yeah, I think because obviously the GDC, like I think the 6th anniversary, the 6 LRs thing, I think was just an anniversary thing, the 10th anniversary like special thing, because obviously GDC just went back to being 4 units. Well, I say went back to, obviously the GDC, it was the first time we ever had a GDC, but if the GDC was 6 units as well, then I think we could probably guess that the next anniversary would be 6 again, but that's the thing, is there are a lot of different reasons why things turn out the way they do. Like, I don't think it's one of those things that 2 of the LRs, well, some people say 3 because a lot of people don't like physical Gohan, but I don't think it's necessarily the case that like 2 of the LRs weren't that great because they did 6. Because it's not like we haven't had bad units release in the past. So the problem is if they're going to do 6 units, then they need to make sure that each one is like as good as they possibly can be. So Max Red Zone is like the Gohan Blue Zone. It was similar, the previous stages were nukes and the final stage was better. Well, to be fair, we have actually had, like, we can kind of guess, I might do that as a video for today, we can kind of guess what the Cell Max stage will be like, because the, a couple of the stages have just been remakes of, like, the older ones. Like, the Metal Cooler one is, stage 1 you fight the Metal Cooler army and they do multiple supers, and then stage 2 you fight the Metal Cooler Corps, which there's still obviously multiple differences as well, but there's quite a few like similarities between the event. And what were the first 2 stages? One of them was the baby one was different. We didn't have a Rildo one before, so I guess maybe it is just the But yeah, it's like the Metal Cooler Core one is very similar to the previous Metal Cooler Core one. And for 6, as long as other arcs get representation, the arcs that aren't hype can get Carnival, Daima. Well, I mean, that's the thing, again, you know, Kenton, how's it going over on the Twitch side? But again, that's the thing, is like, hype is completely subjective. Like, a lot of people would read that and be like, what? Like saying that Daima isn't hype for like the anniversary, when we've basically been waiting an entire year for adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, the adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku coming to the game is probably like one of the most hype releases for Dokkan, until we get like an announcement of the anime continuation or something, so that we can start getting new stuff. And it's probably just, and it's because he's not in the game yet. That's the thing. Like adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku and adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta are probably the most hype releases that Dokkan could drop, because they're not in the game yet. I definitely agree that they shouldn't have waited so long, though. Like, the hype isn't what it was. But that's the thing, is this always happens. And it used to happen on Global with the anniversary, where because Global had to wait so long, people would start being like, oh, I'm not that hyped for the anniversary anymore. But then as soon as we get to, like, the countdown, and as soon as all the teasers start getting posted and all that stuff, like, people get hyped again. So that's the thing, even though it has been so long since Daima now, when we get to, like, you know, a couple of days before the reveal, and they post a teaser where they show, like, you know, they show, like, the outline of Adult Super Saiyan 4 and Adult Super Saiyan 3, like, people will go crazy again. Like, it always happens. Like, every time without fail, like, the hype will just be there once it gets to the time. Once it gets to the time, like... So many ups and downs and ups and downs. Fighters is getting Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku this spring. Wait, the amount of stones will be low. Well, for the anniversary. The anniversary is like the single biggest, like, stone thing. Kid Buu is more hype in my opinion. I mean, that's the Kid Buu is one of those things that, like, it's become a massive meme, but, like, I kind of genuinely feel like at this point, if Kid Buu actually gets announced at some point as like an anniversary or a GDC LR, I feel like whilst there'll be the people that are like, yay, the meme is finally over, like, I imagine that there will also be people that are like, depending who the other units are, there will be people that will be like, oh, Kid Buu isn't hype, it should have been like a Vegito, or as Beast or like any of these other things that it could have potentially been. But then that's just one of those things, is you'll never be able to please everybody with anything in Dokkan, so I guess it's the same kind of thing, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. Like someone's going to be disappointed. But yeah, the anniversary usually gives out like over 1,000 stones for the entire celebration. So. Dokkan is almost 11 years old. There's pretty obviously a reason they haven't done an LR Kid Buu. I still honestly do think that part of it is just the fact that they know it's a meme, so they're just deliberately not doing it now. 11th anniversary, but with all the Supreme Kais. God. It's like even when they did that as like a free-to-play unit, people were not hyped. LR Kid Buu will only happen as the last LR because it's the last Z enemy. Yeah, it will literally be the, like, this is the joke that we talked about before, where it's like LR Kid Buu will get announced, he'll get released, and then the game will be announced to be like shutting down like 2 weeks later or something. Can't wait for Dokkan original LR Dabura who summons Kid Buu for an LR active skill attack. That would actually be hilarious. That's one of the big things that I am hoping for the anniversary, though, is that we get like something that is like a Dokkan original. I mean, we did last time as well, really, like the Vegito super attack and the Gogeta super attack with the Soul Punisher Rasengan. Like, I'm hoping we get more cool stuff like that for the anniversary headliners. I feel like that's some of the most hype stuff they do now, is when characters have like Dokkan original super attacks, like the Tech Golden Frieza and Gogeta, like Gogeta having the Gallic gun and stuff like that is just super cool. It'll be something that go well with the 8th anniversary LRs, so we've been doing since the 9th anniversary. I mean, I guess it depends. It could be anything, because I suppose the GT duo aren't, but the Buu duo are on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, like Daima, work well for those, because they're just all on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. Peace out for now, Mars fam. Have a fantastic day or night, depending on where you are. Have a good way. I appreciate you, Dark Samurai. We'll be wrapping up the stream here in a minute anyway, so I appreciate all you guys coming out. Yeah, I would say the biggest thing to take away from the teaser from today, I'm going to make a video about it, like, after the stream. That'll be one of the videos for today, but I'll talk about it in more detail. But, like, I would say the biggest thing is just don't take too much away from the trailer. Like, don't read too much into it as of now, because they've been doing this a lot with the teasers for the anniversaries over the last few years, where they'll just count down through a bunch of sagas, or like, I feel like it doesn't really mean a huge amount, like just the one we got today. It doesn't confirm anything, it doesn't rule anything out either, because we've had teasers for anniversaries in the past where they showed the saga that the character then came from. So that doesn't mean that just because the teaser has Namek in it means that Namek is ruled out for the anniversary. So who knows what it will be, but yeah, make sure you like the stream. Check out the link pinned in the chat. I will be streaming some more Fallout New Vegas over on my second channel, Ningen Plays, which is, like I say, the link is pinned in the chat. I'll be live over there in 5 hours from now, so 3 p.m. UK time. I'll be live to play some New Vegas. But yeah, that's going to be it from me here on the main channel. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoy the last part of your weekend. If I don't see you on the second channel, I'll see you guys. I'm not sure if I'll be live again on this channel until the Easy A's come out on Wednesday morning. I'll be doing those live to get them Easy A'd and start testing them out on stream. But yeah, that's it from me. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.